Hi, are you feeling financial stress, angst, anxiety? Are you looking for some help and some guidance? Then tune in to today's Top Dog Tips, where finance and debt resolution expert Taz Rajan shares practical tips and some definitive actions that you can take today. Hello, Taz. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. So Taz, money concerns is a common source of stress for Canadian business owners. Small businesses face countless obstacles every day. However, financial challenges loom large, and the impact of financial stress is significant if it has such far-reaching impact on our health issues and social lives. So, tell me, what are you seeing out there? What are some of the top challenges your clients are dealing with?
Absolutely. Thanks so much. As a business owner, for sure, I think we can start to feel a little bit backed into a corner, feeling like we maybe don't have a lot of choices. So what we're seeing with um, you know, our clients that are business owners is they're starting to get those hounding calls and those threatening letters now from lenders, from CRA, because it's been a challenging couple of years. And, maybe, you haven't been able to, make all of your payments. Maybe you haven't been able to pay your taxes on time. So, we are seeing a bit of that. In some cases, there is actual, some of your lenders can take action such as putting a lien against the business or garnishing that bank account. Yes, exactly. And then another one is that fear of actually losing your business or losing face in the community. And some of our clients are also facing the challenge of some of their staff, some of their employees struggling as well on that finance side. And so the toll that takes, as far as mental health or emotional well-being, having to take time off of work or maybe not being able to perform their duties at work as well.
Yeah, those are significant, and unfortunately, it's more common than we think, especially over the last couple of years. So,
Yeah.
given all that, Taz, what are kind of the top three factors that business owners should consider when dealing with these financial challenges?
Yeah, absolutely. The first one I'm going to say, as a business owner, especially if you're a director of a company, you kind of are feeling like, oh, Taz, she's with Bromwich and Smith, they're licensed insolvency trustees. I can't talk to her. I can't talk to them because I'm not going to be able to continue to run my business. And the truth is, a really like the best kept secret actually is you don't have to go directly to a consumer proposal. There are steps in between. And a consumer proposal is actually the best alternative to a bankruptcy, something that a business owner can in fact do to alleviate, those pressures that we had talked about and still continue to run your business or continue to be a director of a firm. So, that's a tip that I do have for business clients, and it is, a best kept secret, I would say.
Okay.
The second tip I would have is, as a business owner, you are dealing with CRA, you've got to file taxes, you've got to do T4As, and, sometimes we're a little bit backlogged on filing our taxes, or we're a little bit concerned because we might owe CRA some money. Can you tell I've ran businesses before? And so my tip with CRA is pick up that phone, open that piece of mail, and make some sort of contact with CRA. CRA is also a business, just like you and I are, and they're more likely to work with you if you actually respond than if you're not. And, I was just speaking to one of our accountants earlier today. CRA is taking a very firm stance right now with business owners. You get 2 letters, and if you haven't responded by that second letter, they are levying a fine, and it is huge. It is not a small fine. So my big tip to business owners is communicate with CRA. No matter how scary it sounds, communicate.
Okay, great.
And my final tip is, listen, as business owners, especially if you're a solopreneur, right? We can kind of get in this, if it's going to be done right, I've got to do it. And sort of everything falls on my shoulders. And I just want to say, you are not alone, and you don't have to face the music alone as a business owner. If you're in that situation where you're starting to feel really overwhelmed by personal or business debt or just that whole financial mix, you don't have to be a lone wolf. And guess what? Nobody's even going to know that you reached out for help.
Wow. That's great. So it's a bit of a summary recap. First one is there's resources available to you. There's lots of steps that you can take before going down that bankruptcy act. Reach out and talk to people like Taz. The second one is CRA is a big, ugly, evil empire, but they're run by people. You got to communicate, tell them what's going on. They've got jobs to do. They want to get your file off their desk.
Yeah.
Help them help you. And then the final one is, you know, you're not alone. You know, it's as business owners, entrepreneurs, we are used to being up there on our own little world. Reach out and get the help with qualified people that you need. So that's pretty much it, right?
Absolutely. Great
Okay.
summary.
Excellent. So Taz, again, you go through this a lot of times. Maybe if you can share a story about a client that you had and kind of the challenges they had and the path to the outcome, and really start to hit home with some of our viewers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to call this client MM, and her experience was, she was kind of thinking to herself, that I have good credit, right? Because they keep giving me more of it. And then she says, well, I realized, of course, because they're going to keep getting my money and my interest for years and years to come. That coupled with the guilt and the shame, because hey, everybody else has it together, don't they? They're all enjoying their life, they're keeping up with their affairs. Everybody
Yeah.
else seems to do it, right? She saw me on TV and she kind of thought, oh, no, I don't need them. And then she thought, well, I'm just going to write down their information and we'll put it aside as, break glass in case of emergency. And, wouldn't you know it, a few months down the road, they had a pet emergency. There's a situation with their daughter's life. There was a big crisis there. And so things started to spiral, right? And as much as she was so meticulous with her budget, she just, she's looking at the budget, she's working her numbers this way, that way, and just couldn't see an end in sight. And she thought, this is the emergency. I got to break glass and call Bromwich and Smith. And, she says that Bromwich and Smith was kind. They were helpful. It took a weight off and released that shame. And then I'm going to quote her words here. She says, my words of advice are to stop beating yourself up and seek help. You are trapped in a system that's been designed to trap you, a system that fuels consumer desires on the one hand and feeds it with easy debt on the other. And I can't believe I fell for it. But we did. And we aren't alone, and neither are you. There is help, and I can recommend the help you will receive at Bromwich and Smith wholeheartedly.
Mhm. Wow. Wow, that's powerful. It is a nasty trap. It is designed to fuel our consumer society. So you're not alone. That's powerful. So you must feel great when you hear those stories like that, or people that are feeling that level of relief. So let me ask you this then: what got you into this, and why do you do what you do?
Yeah, it's a great question. And yes, stories like that just make my work so great. But yeah, I started my adult career life in banking. I spent 5.5 years in banking and, just a fresh 20-something-year-old, didn't know much about anything. There I am in the banking world. And I felt like I got a little like backstage pass, like, when you go to see a show and then if you get to sneak behind the curtain, that's what it felt like. I was just like, my mind was just blown at all these things I was learning just about everyday banking and, insurance and mortgage and credit. And I just thought, they don't teach this in school and everybody
Yeah,
needs to know it. So I really got passionate at that point on, educating my friends and family and kind of telling them these kind of the secrets, but they're not secrets. It's just we don't generally talk about them or learn about them.
yeah,
And then I transitioned, 10 years, I was a mortgage broker. So I'd had, over 15 years experience in the finance industry.
hmm
Left the finance industry, went into travel. It was 100% commission. So, you don't get paid until something goes through. And so I hadn't gotten a paycheck yet. And I was prepared for, 6 months to a year. But I got into a really, really serious car accident. I could not work. I could barely even sit up for, more than an hour at a time. So
wow,
I want to be clear. I did have an emergency fund. I did have RSPs and I did have savings. But my injuries were so severe and were so long term, the bills don't stop just because you can't work. So the
Mm.
bills kept piling up. The interest started to pile up. I had a fair bit of CRA debt from my own business. And I was really down and out, and I really was stuck. And I was feeling ashamed, I was feeling like a failure. There was a lot of guilt. I did not want to talk to a licensed insolvency trustee. It was like anything and everything to avoid that, because before I was in this industry, I thought, oh, that's the big bad wolf. We don't want to talk to them. But I am so grateful that I reached out to a trustee. I ended up filing into a bankruptcy. It got me out of that situation that I was in, that I would never have been able to get out of on my own. And let's fast forward to today. I have a home and a mortgage in my name at best rates. I've got the best credit score I have ever had in my life, even pre-bankruptcy. I have credit cards. And now I get to do this work of normalizing this conversation of debt and helping other Canadians that are maybe feeling that way to find that solution and come out on the other side, conquering your debt and being able to rebuild.
Wow. It really sounds that you've found your calling, Taz. It
Yeah.
really does. And you know what? I know for people that are going through this situation, it's tremendously, again, disruptive. It's deeply personal. And thank you for sharing your personal story about your own journey. I
Thank
know
you.
that if I'm sitting on this side of the fence, I want to be dealing with somebody that knows it, has been there, done that, understands me at an emotional level versus some paper pushing bureaucrats just trying to get their job done. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying a lot of them are like that, but you know what? You sound like somebody that I want on my side in this situation.
Yeah. You want to talk to someone on that human level and not just on that intellectual level, right?
Yeah, you bet. Okay, here's a little bit commercial time for Bromwich and Smith. So, who are you and what do you do?
Well, for the last 20 years, Bromwich and Smith has been serving Canadians who are feeling overwhelmed by debt with the only federally legislated debt forgiveness programs. We started out here in Calgary, Alberta, and we are just about nationwide now. And, we have helped thousands of Canadians, individuals as well as business owners. And, regardless of where that financial stress is coming from, or you don't know where to start, we're here to help. At Bromwich and Smith, you're never alone, and we ensure that our experts will leave you feeling hopeful and confident. So that's a little bit about us and who we are and what we do.
Okay, fantastic, Taz. Well, you know what? That's all the time we have for today's episode on Top Dog Tips, No BS expert advice. How do our guests and viewers get a hold of you?
You bet. If you'd like to use the phone, we've got a toll-free number, which is 1-800-516-7417. Alternatively, you can visit our website at www.bromwichandsmith.com. We've got live chat there, or you can do a contact us. We're also all over social media, and we would love to connect with you and just help you with that different perspective and that objective look.
Okay, fantastic. So, viewers, that's how you get a hold of Taz. Also, a reminder that there is going to be a banner link attached to this video article on YYC Calgary Business. And if you liked what you saw, please like, comment, share, tell your friends. If you didn't like it, keep it to yourself. Anyways, signing off. Thanks, Taz. Bye bye.
Awesome. Thank you.